Podcasting live from Lexington, Kentucky. This is MJ and the boys, you lucky bastards.
Hello. Sticky, push, plug that in all the way. The one that's halfway out. That's the short. Yeah, you almost had it. Keep going. I'm going to keep talking. You keep playing with that. Keep playing with that, Sticky, until we... There it is. See that?
Are you
that's
hearing it now?
baby.
Are you hearing it?
That's it. Sorry, little technical. We realized today, welcome to MJ and the boys, you lucky bastards. We just realized that we have a piece of equipment malfunctioning, and that is what probably most of our issues over the past few weeks have been, and it's not even an expensive piece of equipment. It's like ridiculous.
I expected it to be drug related, but it's not.
It's not. Or alcohol, as much as Sticky would love to blame it on that. How are you, Sticky?
Hey, I'm living the dream, MJ.
Your generic answer of living the dream is so eerily reminiscent of what I say to everybody I see in the hallway every morning. It's pissing me off.
Sean has already chimed in with, see how valuable I am? Sean is not here today.
Sean, you see how I figured it out?
Sean is not here today, in case anybody's wondering. But Neil is here, and I'm here, and you are here. Sean had to work, and it's a bummer because he just couldn't get out of work. And that really,
happens.
We hate
That's
that.
Media, man.
Hopefully everybody else is hearing us just fine.
That's what you call a conflict.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, well, conflict.
Yes,
of
conflict.
events.
Yes, but we've got, but we got a lot of great.
Off to a great start, boys.
We don't need Sean. Sean, we're gonna do Big Five list later on, and Sean has sent his list in to me. That's why I'm saying we don't need him because he's already.
We do need you, Sean.
He's contributed to the show already. And now we're getting other listeners saying, Sean couldn't make it. Why am I listening?
Oh,
that is his wife.
Man.
No, it's not his wife. It's not his wife. It's just another listener.
Oh, that's precious. Sean has a fan.
Yeah, Sean's got a fan.
That's impressive.
I'm sorry to that guy that he's not here. I really am.
But we got a lot to get to. We've got a lot to get to. We got a fat bitch later on in the show. We got the Big Five list coming up, and we've got the Weird World this week, which we're going to start with right now as soon as Neil says.
This is the Weird World this week. The world is weird, bitches.
The world is weird. All right.
The world is weird, bitches.
So we've got 3 animal stories this week, but so I want to get this one out of the way. This is not animal related. Okay, ready? Man gets really stoned after drinking McDonald's sweet tea.
Where do I get that sweet tea?
Well, Hilton Head, South Carolina, which, by the way, is where I go vacation most years. You would call it the rich island for rich fucks. Yeah. Which I have. That's not me, but a South Carolina man went to McDonald's for sweet tea. Said he received a little extra herbal substance on the side.
This really is where rich people vacation.
The Island Packet, which is their newspaper there, reports that Parrish Brown went to a McDonald's on Hilton Head Island and asked for sweet tea with light ice and extra lemon. He now believes that extra lemon is a code for marijuana.
Damn it!
Since he found 3 bags of weed in his cup.
Yeah!
He says he only realized it once he was high as a kite.
Wait, no.
Okay, let me finish the story. It's a short one. Brown says he'd never had marijuana, so he didn't recognize the taste. He says that he only paid regular price for the items. Beaufort County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Bob Bromage says an investigation is ongoing. He didn't specify which McDonald's. Sorry, Hilton Head residents, we don't know which McDonald's it was, and McDonald's has not replied for comment.
Because it's horseshit. Did the story say bags of marijuana?
That's what he said, yeah.
Okay, so this is the thing. So if you ordered an iced tea, like to consume, to get high from, right? If the code was extra lemon, you don't get there's a process to getting the THC out of weed, right? You can't just
put the weed into a into a tea.
No.
It's not like tea. You can't brew.
No, you have to decarbolize it. You have to separate
decarmelize it.
Decarb it.
Okay.
That's why, like, when you're making edibles, you have to take your bud and do like a low temp, or you can buy like a magic butter machine. But you don't just take bags of weed at that. Like, hey, okay, did he say bags? Because if he did, it's in a bag. It couldn't even if it did somehow sitting there for a month, right? And do some weird bullshit, which isn't even none of that. That is horse.
It
poop.
doesn't sound right.
No, it's all horse shit.
And plus, why would they give it to him for
no,
free?
they wouldn't.
Right? They would have been like, oh yeah, your sweet tea that comes to $47.
He should at least figure out, like, if that were to actually happen. Let's say you got lucky enough that you found a McDonald's where code was extra lemon, and you got, a THC infused tea.
Yeah.
One, I have a few things. Again, it wouldn't come in baggies. Two, you don't just float weed and shit and get high off of it. That's just not how it works. Three, you absolutely would fucking notice the taste.
Right.
You can put that shit in chocolate. That's why you put it in brownies, because chocolate tastes great, right?
I
You
do
take
not debate drug stuff with MJ.
She knows
Do
what
not-
clearly she knows
her
what she's
stuff.
talking about.
Sorry.
This is like a chemist breaking down formula for.
Sorry.
Yeah, but she's right though. You can't.
Oh, I
just-
agree
you can't
totally.
brew
I
wheat
think
tea.
this is kind of like the chicken sandwich hype thing. This is just one of those plant stories that
Okay.
we're trying to. I think it's just a catfish.
It is, absolutely.
I
So let's
agree.
move on to the good shit. Because that is horse shit. Hit me up for recipes.
All right. So now we've got 3 animal related stories. Now, MJ, you've got one.
I do.
What's the headline on yours?
Well, first, I would like to say proudly that mine is a Kentucky story. Mine is a
Oh,
local.
okay.
Mine is, I am, local proud.
Representing
Yes.
Kentucky.
Basically, 2 girls stole guinea pigs
Okay,
from a
the
pet store.
guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I've got gin made from elephant dung and narwhal, the puppy with a tail growing out of his forehead. Neil, which one should we go with first?
Let's hear the elephant dung.
Okay. The makers of a South African gin infused with elephant dung swear their animals' excrement usage is not a gimmick. The creators of Indlovu Gin, Les and Paula Ansley, stumbled across the idea a year ago after learning that elephants eat a variety of fruits and flowers, yet digest less than 1/3 of it. As a consequence, in the elephant dung, you get the most amazing variety of botanicals, Les says. Why don't we let the elephants do the hard work and collect all the botanicals, and then we'll make gin from it? His wife came up with the idea. They decided to go with it, and now they're doing it. And they ordered elephant dung from a safari range in Africa. It worked. They made gin out of it. So now they go and personally collect the elephant dung and they distill gin out of it. And it's described as lovely, wooded, almost spicy and earthy.
Earthy is not a good one to put in there.
And when you buy the gin, it tells you where the pile of dung was located so that each bottle is going to taste a little bit different depending on where the dung was. And then you can like compare and contrast.
Okay.
Like different areas of wine regions.
That's exactly right. But with elephant shit.
But with dung.
Yes.
Okay. I'm okay with, okay, that sounds cool that so much of their poo isn't, processed. Do I have like some kind of third-party lab results showing me that there's not poop particles in my gin?
I don't.
Or am I willingly and acknowledgingly drinking poop particles? Like that's my concern. If you were somehow able to actually distill the shit, get just, the undigested stuff and then filter it, clean it, just like you would like a water filtration system in a city, like, okay, like cool. But if you're I just need to know I'm not drinking shit.
We have a listener who chimed in and said gin tastes like elephant poop anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
love
not-
gin. How much would you pay for a bottle of elephant dung gin?
again, it depends on my third-party lab results. Am I drinking poop?
I mean,
Because if that's the case, then I'm not buying it.
I think once the distilling process removes the poop from the
Does
gin,
it? I don't know much about distilling.
it's $32 a bottle, by the way.
I mean, that don't seem too bad for elephant shit.
Do you ever watch Bear Grylls?
Drinking his own piss, yeah.
He has been on trapped himself out in the desert or whatever in the African savannah, and he's picked up elephant shit and squeezed it and squeezed the liquid out of it and drank it directly from the elephant poop.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
No, but that
No, I don't.
that takes it
I don't- the
completely
things-
to
Our TV tastes are way different, man.
Oh, I love
So-
Bear Grylls.
You can actually squeeze the stuff out of there.
Because what these people say, and I learned this on the Bear Grylls, is that the elephants don't digest hardly any. They only digest 30% of what they eat. So their elephant poop has got like all kinds of juicy fruits and stuff in it. And he picked it
Ooh,
up.
I just don't like poop.
That have been fermenting in its lovely
Yeah,
stomach
he-
and digestive
He
tract
picked it up,
before
held
they
it,
poop it into the ground.
held it over his head, and then squeezed it with both hands, and it just dripped into his mouth, and he drank it.
Oh.
That's
Wow.
his survival technique.
That
At least these people are making gin out of it.
if I'm at the point where I have to squeeze poop to get something to drink out of it, I'm okay with dying.
No, I'm gonna squeeze
Completely.
poop.
I know. I'm totally okay with getting.
You're a fucking survivor. You would squeeze
You-
I
poop.
will. Hey, there's a certain level of stuff.
Look at me. You
I'll
would
do a
squeeze
certain-
poop.
Nope, not gonna do it.
It's botanical.
I
It's
gotta.
probably delicious.
Some of the people who have tried this, who are not,
Paid
paid
spokespeople,
spokespeople.
friends and family.
Like, for instance, one guy said, interesting, very tasty, very nice. I didn't expect to be able to drink a gin smoothly. So it's actually a very smooth gin. Elephant poop smooth gin.
I'll stick with my Kentucky bourbon. Thank you.
All
yeah,
right.
no, I'm with
I'm
you.
gonna keep it
Yeah, I'm
local.
with you.
'Cause
Speaking
I'm
of,
pretty sure there ain't no elephants dropping.
Mhm.
that's horse poop. Horse poop bourbon would be delicious. Why don't you tell us your Kentucky story about the guinea pigs?
Police say Mason and Pack took 2 guinea pigs and tried to leave a store without paying for them. So they're in Danville, Kentucky.
Oh, it's
they're in a
not far
pet
from
store.
us.
Yeah, not at
I've
all.
been to Danville many, many times.
And I watched the interview with the manager. They came in with an empty bag, and it was one that they held low to the ground, like brr, 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 brr. So they immediately, the people were like, that worked there were suspicious as fuck. So they watched him. And they walk out of the store, and immediately one of the people that worked there was like, nope, they got some guinea pigs, y'all. So police say worker at the store followed the 2 women out of the store, trying to get the guinea pigs, 2 of them that the women had stolen back. Well, that's when things took a weird turn, and the fact that guinea pigs were weaponized. You heard me right. Guinea pigs were weaponized. One of the women was like, "You ain't getting me!" Wham! And just slung a guinea pig at the store clerk. And the other chick,
that is awful.
yes, and the other chick who was driving the car just ran over the other ran over her foot. So she got hit with a guinea pig, wham, and then her foot got ran over. Well, luckily, they're in a parking lot, so it wasn't that big of a deal. They totally knew who these people were. So both women are charged with shoplifting, robbery, and cruelty to animals.
Cruelty to animals. You
And
can't throw a
Mason, I'm
guinea pig at
assuming the
people.
one that threw the guinea pig
Right.
got a wanton endangerment.
Is
Or
it-
maybe it's the one that ran over the feet. One of them got a. I would like to think the one that got wanton endangerment is the one that slung that fucking guinea pig
Right.
across the parking lot.
Is that guy, the who steals a cheese grater guy? Wasn't his name Mason?
Yes.
Was that the same guy?
Oh my God.
Who
it
steals a
wasn't
guinea
him,
pig?
But it might be his family. His family steals fucked up shit. That's a good correlation. I'm going to get in touch with him.
No, don't.
I will get in touch
Please
with
don't.
him.
If he's
But
listening
this
now,
is
don't
my
call in.
thing. This is my thing. Kentucky, United States, Korea, the world. Who does steal a guinea pig? Have you ever owned or been around a guinea pig? They are the worst. I like rodents. I'm a fan of rodents. I've
Okay.
had pet rats for many years. I'd love to have a pet rat right now. Fuck a hamster, fuck a mouse, but they're okay. Like a guinea pig, they serve literally 0 purposes. They whistle and they piss a lot. Just constantly, and they do this weird jump seizure thing all the time in their cage, just jump seizure. And I don't understand, unless they're using them for snake food, why they're rolling in like, we need a couple guinea pigs. And then they're so desperate that one of them poor guinea pigs was again weaponized. Don't weaponize rodents. Hashtag don't weaponize rodents. Hashtag rodents on matter. They do.
Finally,
Hashtag go adopt a rat.
now you've all
They're
heard.
precious.
You've all heard this story. Narwhal, the unicorn puppy, is melting hearts worldwide. Narwhal is quickly getting worldwide attention. Essentially, without reading the whole story, this puppy was born with a tail growing out of its forehead.
Yeah.
And scientists think that it was a parasitic twin that was feeding off this dog in the what's it called, in the womb.
In utero.
Yeah, in utero. It was feeding off the dog, and the dog absorbed him ass first into his head.
Ass first into his head.
And
You're
all
turning it into a Marvel movie.
all that's left is
Absorbed
this.
his twin.
Is the tail sticking
ass
out of the forehead?
first.
If you look at this little puppy, who's the sweetest little puppy, he's like part wiener dog and part something else. He's got this tail sticking out of his forehead, and then there's a little fur growing down, like
a
from the
little
turd.
mohawk.
Yeah, it's a little mohawk, and
Yeah.
it's growing the wrong way. So he absorbed his brother into his face. That's what happened.
They don't know if the tail will wag.
No,
or
it
something.
It does not
It does
wag.
not
They
wag.
said it may.
It
which
might
would
someday
be-
wag.
yeah.
Oh, that would be so creepy, man.
Yeah, they said at this point, no, it doesn't wag. It's not impairing his vision. It's not like when he gets excited. What kind of fucking bullshit would that be? When he wags his tail, like his front tail wags, it just blinds him. He can't see. It just
I don't know about you guys. I'm the type of person that I pick scabs. If I have a scab on my body, I have got to scratch it off of myself.
Yeah.
There's no way I could own this dog. I would.
Oh my god! You pull the tail off the
There
dog's
is
head.
no way I could live with this dog.
Oh.
I would have to get that thing off of there.
Are you serious?
Yes, just looking at the
Because
picture
I
of it
think
bothers
scabs,
me.
but I think that dog's adorable.
He's cute. He's a cute dog, except for the fucking tail sticking
Man,
out
I
of his
can't.
head. Oh God, I hate it.
Nothing
I
will
have
ever.
no. How do you respond to
I
that?
don't. I mean,
He would pull the
Bobcat,
tail off
what
the
do you
dog's
think?
head.
I mean, I don't think I'd pull it off. I'd really want to just scrape it off of him.
torturously pick
No,
it off.
I don't. No, I wouldn't hurt the dog.
I know you.
But I
wouldn't.
don't want that tail there.
Oh,
I hate it. I can't stand even look at the
Are
pictures
you
of
He's
it.
the reason why
serious?
Hellboy shaves his
His
Oh
horn-
my
his
his
horns
horns
God.
down.
down. That's why he does that.
Oh no, I don't know how anybody could. And they want to take the dog on tour, bring him to schools and hospitals and nursing homes and show and to teach kids and other people that being different is okay. And they're gonna gonna make this dog a celebrity. But I don't want to see this dog ever.
When I see the dog, I think of the three-eyed fish in The Simpsons
That's
that
right. Yeah.
swam in the river.
That's right.
And would come up and one eye would blink and
Yeah.
the other two would blink at different times, and it was totally creepy. Oh,
Yeah, and Marge fed him to Mr.
Yes,
Burns. That's right.
yes.
That's exactly right.
uh,
There's lots of. I read a lot of other stories. In researching the dog, the two-headed snakes. This kind of thing happens in nature a lot. Two-headed cows. You see those at freak shows.
yes, freak
occasionally.
shows. That's where they go. Freak shows.
I read this one. If you see a two-headed snake, that the two heads operate independently of each other.
fuck
and
that shit.
and
That's
if
a
they both
fucking
bite, you get
nightmare. That's
double
a
the venom.
fucking living
And
nightmare.
when you feed, they had this one, and they fed the snake, right? They give it one mouse, and when one head finished eating before the other head bit the first head because it wanted more food.
Shut the fuck
And it
up.
was attacking
Enough.
itself.
Enough. Fucking
This
enough.
is the grossest story
This
by
is so
Stinky
fucked
today.
up.
No, it's
I'm gonna lighten
fascinating.
the mood real quick. I'm gonna
Okay.
lighten the mood because that's fucking terrifying.
Okay,
So
please.
some guy named Pirate has
Arg.
joined the podcast 7 times. I don't know
Yes.
what happened. He must have some shitty internet.
That's the guy who really wants you to say pumpkin fucker.
pumpkin fucker.
No, he wants you to say it with a. He asked me again for you
Oh,
to say it with a.
God,
He
he's
wants you
very
to say it with a
specific.
hardcore Eastern Kentucky accent.
We'll see what
Now
we
there's
can do.
direction.
Yeah,
It's
But
I know it
yeah.
wasn't good enough for him last time that you said pumpkin fucker.
That's
He-
gonna cost you $5.
wanted
I'll
to
send
hear
you.
it.
I'll send you my Vimo.
That's
Well,
it's
actually-
$19 for the
but-
first minute.
Anyway, Pirate has joined 7 times. To which Carrie said,
what?
"His pirate joined?"
His,
Question mark.
his pirate join?
She's such a smart ass bitch. She can't help herself.
If by the way, if you do want to send MJ money, click on this those little coins at the bottom, and you can
Yeah.
send us any amount you want.
You absolutely
Um,
can. And then I'll say pirate fucker in a more Eastern Kentucky kind of way.
All right, that's enough of the weird. Well, we're going to continue with the weird world this week, and we're going to talk about Kanye's newest
Oh
venture.
my
But-
God.
But Neil, are you ready? I think you've got something you wanted to say about this.
Oh, is this my fat
This is
bit?
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, stand by. Here we go.
Now it's time for the MJ and the Boys Fat Bitch. That's fat with a PH, and bitch is a verb. It's been a while since I've had a fat bitch about something, but I just can't take any more of the Kanye bullshit. Come on, man. It's not even that he's been an Uncle Tom since he tried to sell the Confederate flag clothing line. It's just gotten worse since his mom died. I know his mom died and he was batshit crazy before then. But now he's over the rainbow Uncle Tom crazy with all the stuff that he's doing.
Damn.
You have no basis to push your religious agenda on America, so please shut your whore mouth. Joel Osteen is your vehicle to religious righteousness. The biggest mega church in America.
Oh, yeah.
This guy has more money. This guy bleeds money.
Oh, I'm
onto
sorry.
his golden toilet and has like
Did you not see the amazing breakfast that they gave the people a few weeks ago of like one sausage link, one egg, and one piece of bacon
on a styrofoam plate?
Yeah.
And charged like $50 for it or something.
You didn't see that?
I did see
that. Hashtag blessed.
Wait.
Hashtag blessed.
Wait.
Neil Jackson.
For those of us who haven't been following the news, tell me what you're talking about. What did Kanye do?
Okay,
Kanye is Christian AF, and he is selling his dick to the devil. He's like, he literally today, or no, on his last thing on Sunday, he said, it is good that God picked the best, like, I don't know if he said rapper or artist, but he said alive to preach his word. God speaks through me. He sounds like a new age fucking fucked up, like, Mormon, what's his name? Fuck, Joseph Smith.
Okay, pause.
Go on.
I would
Neil, for those of us who
Charlie
speak English,
Sheen and
tell
Charles
me
Manson more than.
Tell me what's
Joseph
going
Smith.
on here. Tell me what.
Okay, now Kanye has a new album coming out because he's just trying to remain relevant in the world.
Right.
Oh my
It's
God.
like a Christian album.
So now he's the Reformed Christian that's going around. He's trying to minister the word is what. But ministering the word really is trying to sell his new album.
Sure, of course.
So now he's teamed up with Joel Osteen, the mega church, awesome mega church guy that couldn't open his doors during the hurricane.
Right. Okay. The guy who owned the church during Katrina.
Yeah,
right.
He teamed up with him.
Of course he did.
To put on a great church service
you
this
can't
past
write
Sunday.
this shit.
Yeah.
You can't write this shit.
The fact that he's enabled Uncle Toms in America like Donald Trump has enabled racists. He needs to shut up. Media needs to stop covering him.
Yes.
And he needs to realize that he's just a dumbass clown that's just being used by as many people as he can.
And has been for a while. Because you know what? Old Kanye, College Dropout, Jesus Walks is on College Dropout. That's a great fucking song. He uses the N-word way too much. It makes it very awkward as a white girl to listen to it very loud in my car. But it is a fantastic song. That whole album is.
He hasn't been on the road long enough to be Charlie Sheen crazy, to be Charlie Sheen crazy.
No, but he married a Kardashian. He married into the craziest family, which enabled his mental illness. Boom.
Can I?
Sorry.
Can I defend?
We are way too hype about Kanye.
Can I defend Kanye just in one sense, Neil? In one sense, I just want to defend Kanye. Once you
common
admit,
sense won't allow it. I'm sorry.
Listen, in Kanye's defense, once you admit that you're a dumbass clown that's being used by too many people, then that just makes you. That happened to me, and it just makes you really sad. You know what I mean? You can't admit that. You gotta be delusional. You gotta be delusional if you're gonna be famous.
Can't do it, man.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'd rather drink the elephant dung gin than listen to anything Kanye has.
Do you think Kanye's the biggest asshole in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
The biggest asshole in Hollywood, really?
Right now, yes.
In entertainment.
No contest.
Would you be willing to rank him number one on a big five?
100%.
Well, let's do it then.
It's time for the MJ and the Boys Big Five.
I'm really sad that Sean's not here for this one because Sean is always, like, we prep the show mostly, it's Sean and I, and he'll go, hey, let's do, big five assholes or big douchebags or this or that. And I'll go, Sean, no, it's too negative. I don't want to do negative. Let's keep it happy. And he'll be like, oh, all right, and then we'll do something stupid, like big five animals you want to pet. You know what I mean? And then the one show that he takes off, we're doing his favorite subject. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Sean, if you're listening. We'll start with Sean's list. Okay? Because Sean sent me his list. Okay. Yes. Sean sent me his list. Number 5, Kanye West. Number
Number
4.
5.
Yeah, he put number 5 as Kanye West. Number 4, Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good one.
Number
Good
3, that guy from Maroon 5.
One. Oh, yeah, Adam.
Number 2, Sean Penn.
Yeah.
And Sean's number 1 is that fucker Daniel Tiger. He knows what he did.
Oh my God.
He hates Daniel Tiger.
He's holding a grudge, man,
Yeah,
against
he
that.
really hates Daniel Tiger. I'll go next.
No,
you
Neil.
wanna go
It
next?
was Neil's idea.
No, I
to
thought
do
we'd let
this.
Neil go last.
Well, I figured Neil should go first.
All right,
since
Neil.
He can,
Okay, well, I'm going to start with the
Keep
easy
track,
one.
MJ.
I am.
All conservative media, although I know we're supposed to stay
It's
away
got to
from
be
part-
celebrities.
Well, it's all conservative media. That
Okay.
covers the whole genre.
Okay.
They know they're assholes.
Yes.
They know they're
They're
assholes.
one collective asshole.
Yes, they do. They know they are. Cat Williams, this is my honorable mention. Cat Williams tried to fight a 12-year-old when he was drunk.
Oh my God! But in his defense, he's like 4'9".
In his defense,
He's like 4'9", so 12-year-old will be on his level.
defending assholes.
Am I wrong? He's the little
Yeah, he's a small comic.
Thumbelina
But
pimp.
he's a great comedian,
Yeah.
but he can't hold his liquor, but he continues to drink. So he got so drunk that he tried to fight a 12-year-old kid.
Some
And
12-year-olds
he probably would have lost the fight.
All right.
Okay, but my top 5 are number 5, Ted Nugent.
Oh,
All right. Yes.
motherfucker.
You can't be that big of an asshole and be a one-hit wonder.
No, yeah.
Good
Ted
God. The only thing bigger would be
Nuge.
Vanilla Ice saying, I'm starting a new movement of whatever. You're Vanilla Ice.
I like
Go
Vanilla
away.
Ice. Leave Vanilla Ice
And he's
alone.
defending Vanilla Ice.
Leave Vanilla
Good
Ice
God.
alone.
Leave him
Man.
alone,
God.
Ice
Sticky.
is a cool guy.
Anita Baker. She knows what she did. She disrespected Luther Vandross on tour. You don't disrespect Luther Vandross. She sang his song and
Oh
then
my
refused
God.
to sing a song with him on
That's
stage.
the most unlikely person I've
Oh my
ever
God.
been on this list.
Number 3 on my big 5 is Tim Allen. He sucks.
good,
He's not
yes.
funny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
fact that he's on TV just
Yeah.
That's a
makes
good one.
me cringe that people are on TV. Number 2, and they earned this. The entire production staff, whoever allowed the final season of Game of Thrones.
Oh my God, Neil. That's
not letting it go, man.
No,
You know what they did.
Dude,
You know exactly
Neil,
what they did.
son of a
They
bitch.
just said, okay, we're just
Oh
going to
my
gloss over all the
God.
cool stuff that we did to build up this great storyline because we can jump off and start writing Star Wars crap.
Neil,
And then they
Come
got
back.
fired off the
Come
Star
back to
Wars
me.
crap because they suck.
come back to me.
But
back to
they
me.
know what they did, man.
Okay.
I'm letting it go.
Oh my
And my number 1, he was the feature of my fat bitch, Kanye West.
Kanye
Yes,
West. all right.
Kanye,
Hey,
absolutely.
if you're listening, feel free to hit the call-in button if you want to add anything to these lists.
Neil lost his shit. Oh.
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So my honorable mention include Tom Brady
Okay.
because he always throws a fit when he's when he's losing. See, he seems like a really nice guy because he's always winning, but those rare occasions where he loses shows his true colors. Eminem, just don't like his
I haven't
misogyny
really
and all that
heard,
stuff.
but oh well.
Yeah. Oh, these people are all on the honorable mention because they're B-listers. William Shatner.
Oh, yeah. He's
Boom!
a total asshole.
Shatner. He's a
Total
legendary asshole.
douchebag.
Yeah.
Legendary.
He comes to Lexington a lot.
a lot.
And
Joseph Beth. If you want to go like heckle him and say, "Tip your server,"
Yeah,
Joseph Beth
right,
in
because
Lexington,
I used to work at Columbia Steakhouse where
Yeah.
he loved to eat and he never tipped.
Yep. He
As
didn't
rich
net
as he is,
Joseph
he
Beth
never
either.
tipped.
That's just.
And last on my list would be on my honorable mentions is Pierce Morgan, which falls into Neil's category of all conservative media members.
Okay.
Fuck Pierce Morgan.
Just because he has a British accent, he thinks he's so smart.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only reason why.
That's the only thing that's the only reason he's on TV is because he has a British accent.
Okay,
Mhm.
number 5, Terry Bradshaw, former quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, legendary asshole. You probably don't know. He's on Fox now, Fox Sports. When his coach died, Coach Chuck Noll, Bradshaw happened to be in Pittsburgh during the funeral, like he was on tour for something else, and he was in Pittsburgh for the funeral and didn't go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what a prick. Number 4, Jeremy Piven. Jeremy Piven was in Lexington last weekend, and I told you the story about how I met Jeremy Piven, and I don't know. He was nice to me, but he's sort of an asshole. Number 3, Chevy Chase.
Hmm.
Chevy Chase is legendarily racist, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Donald
Yes, he
Glover
is.
from Community.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
heard that,
no, a lot of
yeah.
people don't know that. Actually, lost a Facebook friend over it. Yeah,
Childish Gambino.
Donald
He-
Glover, because he was on Community. They were on Community together, and
Yeah.
when he was still Donald Glover, and Chevy Chase treated him very poorly. And
Suck it, Chevy Chase.
He's not the only person that says that about Chevy Chase. Number 2 for me, Kid Nugent. That is an amalgam of Ted Nugent and Kid Rock. They've merged together to form one super douchebag.
As much as I love that, I really do, and I can't believe I forgot Kid Rock on my list. That's good. That is rich.
That's excellent.
You've got to. You cannot do that.
I can't merge them into one.
They can't become mega assholes.
Not on our list.
I guess I got to take Nugent off because
cool.
No.
What?
Because here's the thing.
He's on the list anyway.
I know he's going to make the list. But if it comes down to choosing between Nugent and Kid Rock, I will say this: at least Nugent has some musical talent. Kid Rock is a talentless schmuck.
Who writes lyrics like "bomb da bang da bang da bang"?
Diggy 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 said the boogie said up jump the boogie.
Yeah, but he wrote that, but he didn't mean it.
Yeah,
you can tell it was phony.
Try get in the pit and try to love someone. Repeat bomb da bomb da bang. Up chuck the boogie. What?
The realest part of that song was radio edit.
Yeah,
radio edit.
That was the realest part of that song.
Bomb bang bang da dang da ding da dang diggy 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 said the boogie said up jump the boogie.
To the rhythm of the boogie beat. He stole that from the Sugar Hill guy. Thank you, Sticky.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That rap nostalgia throwback.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you.
And Ted Nugent, I'll tell you something else. If you met Ted Nugent and didn't know what a horrible person he was, you would like him because he is. Listen, he is charismatic. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm saying he's charismatic.
Yeah, but immediately he's going to be like, let me show you what I killed.
Right.
I'm going to know.
No, he's a horrible human. He's a garbage human being. Whereas Kid Rock, though, it's all on the table with him. He's a garbage human being from the get-go.
Garbage. He is straight
does
garbage.
Have a pretty cool crew. I will say he had a midget in his crew, and I thought
he got paid handsomely. That midget probably fucking hated him.
Well, he actually the reason he even got famous was because of the way he was mixing something on MTV. He just mixed like Metallica with some hip hop stuff, and everybody went nuts for it. That's how he got
and now
Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Now 9-year-olds are doing that on their laptops.
He had
You're
tried.
A fucking liar.
No. We would have had Kid Rock as a rapper if not for Vanilla Ice.
Oh, thank you, Vanilla Ice.
He was trying to break out at the same time Vanilla Ice broke out with Ice Ice Baby. And that did so much for white rapping. Like, Vanilla Ice did so much for white rapping that Kid Rock dropped. Kid Rock totally dropped off the face of the map. So to reinvent himself, he started DJing, and that he mixed those two genres of music together. And then they said, "Oh, we want you to do this album."
Wow!
So then, bam.
That's way more Kid Rock information than I could ever possibly.
Yeah,
I'm not defending.
No, I wasn't trying to defend Ted Nugent either. Number one on my list, Kanye West.
Yes.
We got a listener comment from Carrie. Ken Ham, the Creation Museum ARC guy.
You fucking nerd.
But he doesn't count because he's not a celebrity.
Yeah, no one knows him. That's adorable, Carrie.
He's like a Q lister.
Now rub your
the dude does
beautiful
look like
breasts
the
for
professor
me.
from Back to the Future, though.
Oh,
he looks.
Okay, Neil knows. Never mind.
I've seen
you wrong.
He looks batshit crazy.
All right, MJ, what's your big 5?
All right, honorable mentions. Guy Fieri.
Oh yeah,
hate that douchebag.
He was on our douchebag list. Are you doing it douchebags or assholes now?
They're one and the same.
Okay, one and the same.
Zach Baggins, the orange guy that yells at ghosts from Ghost Adventures.
I know Frodo Baggins. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Zach. Okay. I think it's Zach. If I've got his last name wrong, I don't care.
No,
you know
Baggins.
Who I'm talking about. The guy. He's orange. Gary Sanders, because he keeps like ghosting me.
That's Gary Sandy.
Okay.
Maybe if you got his name right, he would be on our show.
Thank you, Sticky. And D. Schneider, he was a total dick.
Oh, that's
total dick.
More than half of the names on her list is people that
she knows
screwed
personally.
over. No, that screwed her over at Comic-Con in Lexington.
Right. Let me add
more than half of the list is more than 50% of this list.
Let me add one to your list.
Big time MJ at
Comic-Con.
I wish I could argue.
Let me add one to your list,
please.
You and I have had a similar experience with a quote unquote rock star. That's
fucking
right.
Sully.
Sully from Rockstar.
You know what?
Sully from
nope.
Godsmack.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Asshole.
Nope.
But he didn't make the list because he's like
I don't care. He's on mine.
He's like a C-list celebrity.
Yeah. Well, okay. So honorable mention Tyra Banks.
Okay, Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks, fool.
Yeah. Yeah, honorable mention because I just
But
moved
she's
somebody
gotta be
up.
The pirate
a
wants-
supermodel. You have to be an asshole.
Yeah, but
if you're a
she goes
supermodel.
above and beyond, dude. Like above.
Well, if
and
you're one of the
beyond.
gatekeepers to the modeling world, all that
Exactly.
stuff.
Think about that.
The pirate wants to know who the fuck is Sandy, and that's
Gary
Sandy
Sandy
played Andy Travis on WKRP in
WKRP.
Cincinnati. MJ's been having an email conversation with him, but he keeps ignoring her.
Well, he will answer and be like, "Yeah, I'll do your show," and then he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm in Vegas."
Yeah.
And it's like,
He's busy.
come on, Sandy,
Do the show already.
do the show. I
Yeah.
love you. I fucking love you. I will like.
I've been waiting till we get our sound problems fixed before we
That's
actually
fine.
get him
Yeah,
on the
because
show.
he really does deserve
Yeah,
better.
let's-
All right,
let's hear
so
your
my big
top
five: Ted Nugent,
Yes.
Agreed.
Kid Nugent. Kid
William
Nugent
Shatner,
Shatner
He's-
Sully. What?
from Godsmack.
Always an asshole.
Always an
Yeah,
asshole. Yeah, Sully from Godsmack.
That's pretty good,
Little
Neil.
4 apples high piece of junk. Number
With his
2,
fake prison tattoos.
you piece of shit.
Got
Mel-
those teardrops on his face.
Ah,
Like you really killed someone in jail, you asshole.
Fuck, you would have been dead. Butthole would have exploded. Number 2, Mel Gibson. How did y'all forget about
Oh,
Mel
we
Gibson?
forgot about Mel
How do you
Gibson.
guys
It's
feel?
been
Good for
so
us.
long,
Good for
yes.
us
No.
for
Touche-
forgetting about him.
Touche, MJ.
Well, guess what? I didn't. And finally, yeah, number 1, like I said before we started, fucking Kanye
Gotta be
West.
Kanye.
What's up, Jesus Walks? Good song. Where you at?
Got to be Kanye.
Where you at,
Because
Kanye?
doesn't get any points for having mental illness. Like you got to lower him down the list.
He does, but God, he surpasses. He's just like, fuck my mental illness. He knows. He's like, I'm gonna use it for money. That's where he married one of the most narcissistic, money grabbing families
Oh, yeah.
that you can't, like, that's his world.
The
So when
attention
he
whores of
preaches
America.
God to anyone, especially poor people,
Agree.
like,
Okay.
fuck you, Kanye, and fuck your mental illness. I'm mentally
Okay.
too.
Name the big 5 master list.
I don't.
And then
we've got 4.
Okay. Who do we have?
We've got Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Just because I
He's
can't.
got to
believe
be
y'all
on there.
forgot
Okay.
him.
Mel
Yeah.
Gibson.
William Shatner,
Shatner,
Ted Nugent,
Ted
and
Nugent,
Kanye
and
West.
Kanye.
So we need one more.
Anita Baker? No.
None of
I don't
none of
think so.
them.
No, really, seriously. Daniel Tiger was
I don't
on
know who
Sean's.
that is.
I say
He's
Daniel
that
Tiger.
Daniel
Do you?
Tiger. Is
Okay.
that
I
little,
will,
he's that
because
little,
Sean's not here.
Yeah, he's that
Oh, the
little
one
hand
that tried to
puppet.
punch a 12-year-old.
No, that's
Cat
Cat
Williams.
Williams.
Oh,
But
I feel like that guy should be on there.
Cat Williams is
Daniel-
very similar to Daniel
Who
Tiger.
would win in a fight between Daniel Tiger and Cat Williams?
We'll just do a Daniel Tiger, Cat Williams, because it's both cat themed. We'll run them into one kind of feline, like a feline number 5.
The
Yeah.
fact that you don't know who Daniel Tiger is just makes this really funny. But yeah, you put him
All
on
right,
there.
so we're gonna do feline number 5, Daniel Tiger / Cat Williams,
Okay.
Mel Gibson, William Shatner, Ted Nugent, and Kanye motherfucking West.
And this is the MJ and the Boys Big Five.
All right, hey, can I
at
tell you
Polio's.
my Vanilla Ice story real quick?
Do it.
I've
man,
got
do
one
it.
too.
Okay, I interviewed Vanilla Ice on the radio one time before he was playing a show here in Lexington, and it's just a normal interview, whatever. He's promoted his show. That they invited me to the show, so that night I went to the show and I went backstage, and he was in a tiny little room, smaller than this one, and he was sitting on a couch, and the room was so small that his feet were touching the wall, like he was stretched out. He's a tall guy, but he was stretched out, like leaned back on the couch with his feet touching the wall on the other side. Also, so that's how small the room was. Also in the room was about 15 super sexy girls, just crammed in there like sardines, right? And he's lounged out on the couch with these girls everywhere. And I walked in and I was like, hey, Mr. Ice, I interviewed you on the radio this morning. I'm Sticky. And he went, oh, hey, what's up, Stick? Come on in, man. And he was super cool. And he let me gave me a spot on he knocked one of the hose off the couch and let me sit down there and just let me chill with him for a while. He was like a really nice guy.
I have a similar kind of story.
No ego on him at all.
In the fact that he was super nice. And with mine, think about this. I've never interviewed him. I just happened to be walking by. He'd played a show in Louisville, and he was doing some weird meet and greet thing, but it was like for a bar, so it was accessible to the public. Well, I was with this guy who owned a bar at the time, and he pretty much pulls us to the front, rudely. And he wanders up, and I'm at the front of the line, so I go up and I'm like, hey, I do a morning show in Lexington. I would love to interview you. I was just, if you could give me your agent's number. Basically, I'm just asking for an agent's number. I don't want, not an
Don't want to
autograph,
bother you right now.
not trying to bother you. Just, can I get an agent's number? I'd really like to talk to you. The whole time I'm saying this, he grabbed the back of my hair, right? And he pulls me back.
Vanilla Ice did?
Yes. He pulls me back. I could not make this
This is
up.
getting
And he's
sexy.
pouring Jaeger down my throat.
Oh my.
And then he lifts me back up. He signs the back of a business card and hands it to me and sends me on my way. So I'm about 5 blocks down the road in Louisville. And I went, holy fuck! Vanilla Ice just poured Jaeger down my throat.
When in
I
Ice's
have the autograph in
you
the
still have it?
studio.
When in
I
his
absolutely
career
do.
was this? Like, where was he in his career?
I was at Z-Rock, so it had to.
So it was much later in his career.
This was
Okay.
2000s. This was
he would have been doing
early
Hard
2000s.
Rock or
Yes,
reality TV at the time.
Hard Rock, actually.
when
Louisville, downtown Louisville, Hard Rock. That's exactly what it was.
When I met him, he was playing heavy metal music, and he was doing.
when he was doing
Ice,
yeah.
It was really bad. It was awful, but nice guy anyway.
Super Bowl, yeah.
All right, it's time for nerd stuff. Anybody want to sing the theme to nerd stuff?
Everybody's nerd about something, and if you're not, your life really sucks. Nerd stuff.
Nerd stuff
With Sticky.
All right,
Bitches.
Neil.
Yes.
Did you get Disney Plus?
No, I have
Even
not.
for the week, so you haven't seen The
I'm
Mandalorian?
thinking I'm waiting for the package deal where I can get it as cheaply as possible.
Okay, well, it's the great thing about Disney Plus is it's $6.99 a month. You can sign up for 1 week and get 1 week free, and then cancel it if you want. Let me tell you what's on there.
Tell me about it, man.
First of all, every Marvel Comics movie that you could possibly want to watch. I think of the 23 MCU movies, there's 18 of them on there. There's some issues with they're not allowed to put Spider-Man on there, and they're not allowed to put Infinity War on there yet until their deal with Netflix runs out or whatever. But Captain Marvel, most of them are on there. Also, all the Marvel comic cartoons from way back in the day. I'm talking Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends. I'm talking the 1979 Spider-Woman show, X-Men from the 90s, Spider-Man from the 90s, Fantastic Four, all of them. Hundreds of Marvel comic cartoons. Now, Marvel has never made the best cartoons. You and I are both Marvel Comics fans, yes? But we both agree that DC makes better cartoons.
Much better.
Yeah. Well, Marvel, you might remember this. Before Disney took over Marvel, there was an Avengers cartoon on. It was called Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. You've seen it?
Yes.
That is on Disney Plus. And I will tell you this right now. I'm on episode 9 of it, and it is as good, or if not better, than some Marvel movies. What happened was this show was on the air for 2 years, and it was the Avengers, all the ones Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Panther. But instead of being based on the characters from the movies, instead of being based on Robert Downey Jr., et cetera, these were based on the comic book characters. And then Disney took over and they canceled it, and they replaced it with another Avengers show called Avengers Assemble, which is based on the movie characters.
Yeah.
So the Iron Man and Avengers Assemble is very similar to Robert Downey Jr. That show's hot garbage. Okay.
Yeah, very much.
Get Disney Plus. Look for the Avengers cartoons. There's 3 of them. Don't watch Avengers Assemble, and don't watch the Avengers one. I can't remember what it's called. It's from the 90s. It's like West Coast Avengers, and that one's bad too. Watch Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It is excellent. And I'm saying this as a 45-year-old man. Okay, it's a kid's cartoon. I get it, and everything on Disney Plus is family friendly, but it is absolutely worth watching. You get high and watch it. Whatever. The Mandalorian.
I'm hearing good things about it. A lot of nerd news. Everybody's going crazy for Baby Yoda.
Okay, spoilers. We're gonna spoil the Mandalorian now.
Sorry, but it's in the news. Everybody.
If you don't want the Mandalorian spoiled for you, pause the show, go back 15 seconds, and then skip this part. But there is a Baby Yoda in it.
The baby angle, man, it's getting pushed.
But it's interesting but what's interesting about this Baby Yoda, Neil, is that he's 50 years old, and he's not he is a baby, but he's also 50 years old, so he's not exactly a baby. Okay, like he can do Yoda things. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, he's supposed to be very force sensitive.
Yeah, he's very force sensitive. And the other thing I really like about The Mandalorian, there's only been 2 episodes, and I've watched them both, but not for 1 second does the Mandalorian ever take off his helmet. Now, I read some reviews where people are like, this is shitty, and they hate it, and they want to see Pedro Pascal act, and they think they need his eyes for him to act or whatever. I don't care if I ever see that guy's face.
He doesn't speak that often in the thing, either, does he?
No, he doesn't talk very much either. And he never, ever takes off his helmet. I never want to see him. I don't care who the Mandalorian is underneath his armor. I don't care anything about his backstory. I don't care about his personality. I want to see a Boba Fett looking dude zapping people with an electric gun, which is what we're getting, and I'm loving it. Yeah, it's very cool.
I must say, I am loving Watchmen.
Oh,
this
yes.
new iteration of the storyline HBO's putting out is probably some of the best superhero storytelling on television.
I gotta absolutely 100% agree with you on that. I'm losing
you can't keep your headphones on.
The Watchmen is the opposite of all this stuff on Disney Plus, which is the Disney stuff is it's really good, but it's family friendly. It's PG-13 at the worst. The Watchmen is dark. It's complex. It's it's very fantastical, but it's also very grounded. It is creepy. It's suspenseful. You never know what's going to happen next. You never know who's going to die. Tim Blake Nelson, who I recognize as Delmar from Oh Brother Where Art Thou, is the mirror ball guy. What's his name?
Looking Glass.
Looking Glass. God, he is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
The cast is outstanding. From Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah.
I've got a full disclosure. I've been watching Roots on TV, so I'm kind of the Kanye thing had me on a different level of hypeness today. So, but he was a fiddler in Roots too. Right. I mean, he's got a long acting career, and he's just one of the Jeremy Irons.
Oh, Jeremy Irons is amazing.
Yeah.
And Jean Smart plays the Silk Spectre, and she's older now. Now you might recognize Jean Smart as the dumb blonde on Designing Women, Charlene.
Oh yeah, okay. I do remember her.
Now recently, here's the thing about that. Recently, Jean Smart's popped back up, and she had a starring role on the TV show Fargo, and then she showed up as one of the mutants in the X-Men based show Legion, which is amazing. And she's absolutely amazing in both of those. And here she is in Watchmen. This might be her best role yet as Silk Spectre, knocking it out of the park. And I gotta say, kind of sexy.
Kind of sexy.
Like for an old chick, man. Kind of sexy.
She's doing a great job, and there's a different level of depth to the characters that you can't just say that guy's a bad guy. No. I'm not gonna like him.
Right.
The storyline from show to show is just the storyline is just so far out there that it's so well told that they can flip the script 3 or 4 times in a show, and you still won't know what's going on.
That's the great thing about that too, is that even though it is really complex, it's not hard to follow. And it's a sequel to the original comic book, the graphic novel, but it's not a sequel to the movie that came out a few years ago, Watchmen, the Daniel Snyder movie. But it's really, so I don't think I'm getting the full effect because I never read that comic, but I still am following it really pretty well. And I think, I think it's
they're doing a really good job of telling the backstory of what went on, because they finally showed the squid in the last episode.
Oh yeah.
There was a sonic explosion,
blast.
That killed
not a sonic blast, a psychic blast.
Psychic explosion that killed a whole lot,
like 3 million people.
Outside of the city itself. So the story, there's a reason why Looking Glass has mirrors, because he wants to get the psychic stuff out of his head.
If you haven't started Watchmen, go ahead and steal HBO and get your friend's password or whatever and get on Watchmen. One more thing about Disney Plus. There's a show on there. MJ, have you got Disney Plus yet?
No, what?
It's free for a week. Get it for a week. There's a show on there called The World According to Jeff Goldblum. Okay, and it's a documentary series where Jeff Goldblum goes. The first episode is about sneakers. Did you know that people collect sneakers the way they collect comic books. And there's like, you know,
I've got a couple friends actually.
Oh,
yeah,
you do?
absolutely.
Okay,
yes.
so Jeff
Chris.
Goldblum, he explores this. He goes to a sneaker con or whatever, and he is the weirdest dude I've ever seen. The second episode is about ice cream, and he loves ice cream. The World According to Jeff Goldblum, I think, is another hit on the Disney Plus. Here's some quick news for you. Mark Wahlberg is in final talks to join Mark Holland in the Uncharted movie. You ever play Uncharted on PlayStation?
No, I haven't.
Super game. But Mark Wahlberg he should have been on our assholes list. I forgot to put him on there. And I'm really upset about this because I was super excited. You know, I got Tom Holland to be the main guy. And this is my favorite video game of all time, I think. And I'm really excited about it. And they get Mark Wahlberg. Ugh. Okay, one more thing. Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck have joined the call to release the Snyder Cut of the Justice League movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's supposed to be a much better version of the crappy ass.
The Justice League movie was terrible. And what happened was Zack Snyder was filming this movie. His son committed suicide or something, and he dropped out of it. And Joss Whedon from the Avengers finished the movie. And he went and reshot a bunch of stuff and made it, quote unquote, funny. And everyone fucking hated it. Well, turns out that Zack Snyder did complete his version of the movie. And for the longest time, it was a rumor. And they denied that it ever even existed. But the guy who played Aquaman, Jason Momoa, said that he saw the Zack Snyder cut. And now everyone, so Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck have both been tweeting, like, release the Zack Snyder cut. And right now, Warner Brothers says they're not going to do it. But you know they're going to do it sooner or later.
If it includes making an extra dollar,
yes,
they will eventually come around.
Here's the problem. Let me tell you a story about my childhood. MJ, this won't bore you.
Break it down.
Okay. When I was a kid, when I was a little kid, there was in my bedroom closet, there was an attic above the closet, a door to an attic.
Of course, you had a creepy room.
Yeah, and I used to beg my dad to let me up there to see what was in there. Somehow in my head, I had decided that there was a bag of baby toys up there that I wanted to play with. Like I was like,
pause.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why would I make that up? Of course I'm serious.
We had in our laundry room just a small, like, you know, panel that went up into an attic, a crawl space, basically.
Right. Yeah, that's what mine was. Yeah.
And I begged my dad to let me up there.
Yeah.
My mom, my dad, you know.
Did you think there were toys up there?
I did. Uh-huh. I did.
So,
and spoiler alert, there were.
There were?
Yeah.
There were toys in your attic?
Apparently, it was like toys from when I was like 2 that they had stashed up there. Right. And then it was like I was probably 5 or 6
and
when I was begging. They did, and they were like, "Holy shit!" They brought them down. So then, of course, after that, I was probably like 16. I'm like, "Can we get in the attic?" Hoping we stash something up.
Well, see, my experience was a little bit different because I begged my dad to let me up there. Please, Dad, let me see what's up there. And he would always say, "There's nothing up there." And I'm like, "Dad, please, just let me up there." Finally, one day, he got tired of me bugging him about it. This is the only like meaningful thing my father ever said to me in 45 years. And he said, "Son, I'll hold you up there so you can look around. But whatever dreams you have about that attic are about to get crushed because there's nothing up there. I'm going to hold you up there. And whatever you think is up there, that's going to go away. Do you want that?" And of course I was like 6 years old. I was like, "Yes, please let me up there." And he held me up there. There's nothing but fiberglass. There's nothing up there. He's right. My dreams died that day.
Oh my God.
Right? So what I'm telling you, fans of Justice League,
oh my God,
don't wish for the Snyder Cut because that one's gonna suck just as bad as the one that's out.
It's going to crush your dreams. Like
your dreams are gonna be crushed. Your dreams are gonna die in that attic, just like mine did. The Snyder Cut is not a good movie. If it were, they would have released it already.
Hey, fans. My dad found like a trash bag full of old stuffed animals in my attic. Just saying. It was amazing. It was an amazing day that I remember now at my age.
Now we know the difference between. That's where our two paths separated at that point.
One's hopes and dreams died.
One's an eternal optimist.
My dad didn't say like your dreams are going to be crushed. My dad would just say, "There's nothing up there. Fuck, there's nothing up there." You know, like, "Shut up, there's nothing up there." Finally, was like, "Fine, fuck it, I'll prove." Holy shit, here's a bag. A little different.
So, All right, well, don't. That's what I gotta say
It
about that.
explains so much about both sides of the table. That's all I'm saying.
Finally, they have announced that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Part 2 will be released on April 8th of 2021.
Oh my God, will we be alive?
Oh
We
my
don't
God,
know.
cannot wait for that. So.
God, you're so optimistic in life. You really are.
That's all I get to live
It's hard
is
for
these,
me to get excited about something next week.
Spider-Man movies.
I'm like, am I going to make it to Thanksgiving? It's a gamble.
Am I going to make it through Thanksgiving? Is it more?
I'm with MJ on this one. I'm just trying to make it to Thanksgiving at this point.
2021.
Right. Look how much shorter the show is without Sean.
Oh, that is nonsense.
Oh, actually, not shorter at all. But
Oh.
it's time for dad jokes.
Let's do it.
Dad jokes. Dad jokes. They don't seem funny to normal folks.
Soon, we're going to fix that sound problem.
Wait.
I got a short one, MJ.
Okay.
You're going to love this. A newly married man asks his wife, "Would you have married me if my father hadn't left me a fortune?" "Honey," the woman replied sweetly, "I would have married you no matter who left you a fortune."
I like that one. I like it. All
What do you
right.
got? What's your fake dad tell you that's funny?
It's franked. You've been franked.
Okay, frank us.
Okay.
Frank us hard.
Benefits of a good vocabulary. I recently called an old engineering buddy of mine and asked what he was working on these days. He replied he was working on an aquathermal treatment of ceramics, aluminum, and steel under a constrained environment. I was really impressed. Upon further inquiry, I learned he was washing dishes with hot water under his wife's supervision.
And that's why they're called dad jokes.
Where you been franked. Neil, you got one? Anything you say is a dad joke.
Can you top that? Can you top those?
What
two
are we?
gems?
Are we?
Can I do it, Captain? I don't have the power.
Okay, no, it's
very
cool.
good. All right then.
All right, follow us
I can imitate James Kirk again, but William Shatner. Because it's funny. See,
He's gonna sue us. You owe me money.
I am not an asshole.
Hey, one of our listeners liked it. The pirate said it was a good one.
Thanks, pirate.
All right, so yeah, we'll be back at this time live next week. Sean will be back with us, probably. Let's say we're gonna try to be back this time.
Speculative.
Follow us on Instagram, please, and also sometimes on Twitter, Facebook.
Yep.
And we'll go to Facebook, and I'll post a picture of the dog with the tail growing out of
Yes,
his face.
hit us up on Grindr.
This has been MJ and the boys, you lucky bastards.